What's up, guys, and welcome back to another weekly market analysis video. This week I didn't want to do any analysis video, but I realized that a lot of you always watch this videos as heads up before you take trades in the week. So yeah, I just thought it wise that, you know what, if I don't do this video for you guys, it wouldn't be fair, because already some of you were sending me messages when I'm going to drop this analysis video, right? But then I have to do this for you guys. So real quick, we'll be looking at just Euro USD, okay? And there are so many good opportunities that are lining up. And so real quick, let's start from the weekly time frame and let's see what is happening. So on the weekly time frame, right, I'm seeing this kind of high that created this low, and this high also that has also created some sort of a small weekly push, right? But when I step into the daily time frame, I almost feel like this whole leg is one leg, right, of the weekly. But then I'm going to analyze price with regards to whatever I see. Okay, so let us concentrate on this high that created this low. Okay, good. So real quick, let's step into the daily, but then you can really tell that we are bearish on the weekly time frame, right? So on the daily, right, all the way from last week, right, we had this high that created this low, taking out this previous low of the daily structure, right? So after this break of structure, we went ahead to see this high that also created this low and taking out this low. Okay, so I feel like, you know what, this is a break of structure of the daily like this. So this is a daily break of structure to the downside, and so BO is down, and we can see this. I know a lot of you, or most of you, don't consider wick break of structures, but I do. So I see this also as a daily break of structure to the upside. Okay, so daily we are bullish. Okay, and before I step into H4, right, you're gonna see that this low, or this previous low, was actually taken out by this other block right in here. So I'm going to mark this and I'll be showing you what I think price will be doing. Okay, so I have these two other blocks right in here. This one, the first one in here is a decisional supply zone, and the top one in here is an origin supply zone. Okay, and so personally what I'm seeing is I think the daily has made this BOS probably to get into any of the supply zones, right, before we sell back down. Okay, either the top one or the one below. And the fact that we have the supply zones here doesn't mean that price would necessarily respect it and come down. Okay, we can have price blowing through, and then we'll have a weekly break of structure to the upside. Okay, so currently the daily is bullish because there might be you know, an incoming retracement into any of these legs, like I said. Okay, so real quick, I'll step into H4 and I'm going to explain something to you. So in here, all the way from last week, trust me, we were having the daily and the H4 sharing a whole lot of our structural legs, like this huge one in here. It was a daily H4 structural leg, and the same thing happened with this legs also. So in as much as this high to this low is a daily leg, it is also an H4 leg. Okay, so what it means is that all these price action that you are seeing being built within these legs are not H4 structural legs, right? Even though they look very visible, very huge on H4, but trust me, they are not H4 structural legs. They are M15 structural legs. Okay, and I really teach this properly in my private sessions. Okay, so real quick, because I know that they are not H4 structural legs, then what kind of legs are they? Like I said, they are M15. And so real quick, I'm going to step into M15, but I have it at the back of my mind that the daily has broken structure to the upside. Okay, so let's quickly look at what M15 is doing. So here on the M15 time frame, like, to be honest with you, from last week it was beautiful structures of M15 building up, right? So this was the last high, right? Let me use the brush. this was the last high that created the low on M15, right? And then real quick, we had a change of intent right in here. So M15 switched bullish, right? We had a change of intent to the upside, and so M15 was bullish, and we had the next M15 follow through breakout structure right in here. Okay, so M15 BOS to the upside. Nice. Now after this M15 BOS, my zones which I will be looking at will be right in here. It tells me that M15 is bullish, right? On a normal day it should have been in here, but then I always like to extend it to the start of the whole move. Okay, so I'm gonna cover that low like this. Okay, so this is my M15 structural point. Okay, so from this high, sorry, from this low to this high right in here. Okay, now a lot of you may have witnessed that last Friday I was giving some signals in my Telegram group where I was telling you guys to buy from in here, and we got wicked out right in the opening of New York. Now the reason why I was telling you to buy is this is what I actually saw, right? Because this is M15 structure, I knew that it was built by M5 legs, right? And so within this M15 structure, I saw M5 making higher highs, higher lows, like that, higher highs and higher lows, and we had a break of structure. Okay, and remember I said M15 is what is bullish. So if we've had this break of structure in here within internal structure, it tells me that price was ready to do what? Probably make a retracement into certain levels like this, and then we're going to continue building the M15 retracement probably into this level before we buy back up. Okay, so that was the reason why I gave the signal from here to buy into these levels, right? So yeah, real quick, let me just mark this breakout structure in here as an internal BOS. Okay, BOS to the downside, right? And because we have broken structure to the downside, we can have so many scenarios happening in here. Mind you, we have a supply zone or two supply zones from the higher time frame right above our heads, right? And this internal structure has also broken structure to the downside, right? So I'm gonna have these 2 points of interest that I am watching. Mind you, I'm only reacting to the market, and this is one of the advice that I give to my people, right? I always tell them react to the market. You know, traders have some kind of ego, right? But they feel like once they have said the market should go up, it should necessarily go up. No, it shouldn't be that way. You can anticipate that the market should go this way, but then let price get in there and let price tell you that it really wanted to do what you are thinking. Okay, so personally this is what I'm looking at. First scenario, I'm looking at price to come into any of these levels, then we can sell back down. Okay, now the reason why I am saying this is if I step into the M5, this price action in here is a beautiful Wyckoff accumulation formula. Okay, so let me step into M5. It's a beautiful Wyckoff accumulation, and even though it is not completed yet, right, I wouldn't be surprised that, you know, in as much as I'm looking at this to complete an accumulation and come into any of these levels of supply, I wouldn't be surprised that when the market opens, we are going to have a redistribution rather forming, and then we are going to sell to the downside. Okay, I wouldn't have any surprises. Okay, so I'm just two-sided. I'm waiting for whatever is happening because of this price action that is happening in here. But then the high probability scenario is if this price action completes as an accumulation, I would expect price to come into any of these two supply zones. And like I said, I will always wait for a reaction. So if I get a reaction from any of these two supply zones to sell, I'm gonna sell, and I wouldn't take profits anywhere here or whatnot. Probably I may manage trades, I may, you know, be taking some volume off, but then my overall target will be into this level of demand. And if this level of demand also give me a reaction to buy because M15 is bullish, I'm going to what? Buy back up. Okay, so that is the first possible scenario. The second possible scenario is the redistribution that I talked about. So Currently, we are forming an accumulation. When market opens, we can have price, turning back to form a redistribution and then selling back down into the 15-minute demand zone. Okay, so after this possible redistribution happening and I see an entry opportunity, trust me, I'm going to capitalize all the way into this demand zones. Okay, and if price gets into this demand zone and decides to hold the M15 bulls, why not? We're going to look for trades to the upside. If this M15 demand zone breaks, then we have switched bearish on M15, and I'll be looking forward to the new development that price will be making. So currently, the advice I'm going to give to you is just wait for price to build up whatever price action is building in here. If it is an accumulation to come into these levels, wait for a reaction. Okay, wait for a reaction, and then if it gives you that reaction to sell, you sell. Okay, the fact that I have these two supply zones in here does not also mean that price cannot breach this high. It can. Okay, but then if it breaches, I've already told you we have two supply zones up there, so you're going to look for whatever price will do in there. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm looking at on Euro USD. I hope you got some good lessons from it, and please do want to give this video a thumbs up, leave a like, and also a comment in the comment section. Okay, so yeah, see you within the week.